Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Darrin Goodman with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. Today I want to show you some easy beginner guitar licks. These are things if you're just getting started with lead guitar and you've learned stuff like the your pentatonic scale and stuff. These will be will get you going with some kind of cooler stuff to play than just playing up and down the scale. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look. All right, so these are all in the key of A minor or C major, if you rather, but these are movable licks, so you can play them in whatever key. You just memorize them here, and then you just move them around, and you can do what you want with them. All right, so the very first one is just on the first and second string. So we're going to go on the second string, go to the 5th fret with your first finger, and then you're going to pick that and do a hammer on to the 8th fret, and I'm using my 4th finger. Now, you could use your 3rd finger. I recommend, though, a lot of times beginners, they really try to avoid using their pinky, but I really recommend that you just get down with doing that, because there's just so many things that it's going to be much easier to do if you're using your pinky. So we pick and do a hammer on, and then we go to the first string and do the same thing. So then we move up. So now our first finger's on the 8th fret of the 2nd string, and we're going to pick and do a hammer onto the 10th fret, and then do the same thing on the 1st string. So far. Now we're going to move up to the 10th fret on the 2nd string, 1st finger, and we're going to do the same shape that we did originally, but now we're 10, and then we're hammering to 13 on the 1st and the 2nd string. Now we move up to the 13th fret on the 2nd string, 1st finger, and do a hammer on to 15. Same thing on the 1st string. And then just slide to the 17th fret to make it resolve. Or you could do a bend too. Either way, do both ways. It's cool just to kind of really mix it up. So the whole sequence. All right, so like I said, that's in A minor, but you can move it around into any key that you want. So kind of how you do that is the first shape here is right out of that pattern number 1 of the minor pentatonic scale. So I'm starting that on the 5th fret, which is A, so that's A minor pentatonic. So when we play, so we're just playing the last 4 notes of that scale. So where the second note is on each string is where the first note of the next shape is. So you just put your first finger there, and then you do the next shape. So it starts off a step and a half, then a whole step, and then you go to that same, move up to where the note number 2 is, do a step and a half, move up to where note number 2 is, do a whole step. So if you wanted to do this in a different key, let's say you wanted to do it in D minor. So then we're going to, D starts on the 10th fret of the 6th string. So now we go to the 10th fret of the 2nd string and go step and a half, so that puts us at the 13th fret. And now we just move up to the 13, 15, 15, 18, and then 18, 20, 18, 20, and then slide to 22. So like I said, it's just really easy to kind of move it around. All right, so the next one, again, we're still in A minor pentatonic. So we're going to just take this A minor pentatonic scale, the box pattern we were just talking about, and hopefully you already know this. It's 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. And what we're going to do is, instead of just playing straight up and down the scale, is that we're going to pick once per string and then hammer on the second note. And we're going to do this ascending and then descending, ascending, descending sequence. So we start off, we pick 5, hammer to 8, and then go to the 5th string, 5, 7, 4th string, 5, 7. So now we're just going to, so that's like basically the sequence of the lick, is that it's based on 3 strings. So we just did it for strings 6, 5, and 4. Now we're going to do it for 5, 4, and 3. So we just do the same thing, but we start on the 5th string. Then we do it again starting on the 4th string. Remember, when you go to the 2nd string, it goes back to a step and a half shape. And then we start on the 3rd, and that's the whole sequence. And it's fairly easy. I made a mistake there and hit the wrong the wrong note. But you really don't want to think of it as a wrong note. It's just a passing tone. With pentatonic stuff all the time, you can change notes out in there. I've done other lessons on the channel on that very topic. So just look through my lessons and you'll see that. All right, and then lastly, I want to show you just a variation on the one that we just did. So this time, do the same thing. We're going to start off with pick, hammer, go to the 5th string, pick, hammer, and then just to that first note on the 4th string, and then we're going to go back to the 7th fret on the 5th string. But what we're going to do here is that we're going to hammer that note from nowhere. So we're going to go pick, hammer, pick, and then just hammer that note without picking. Now, you can pick it. You can do any of this stuff as far as, like, you can change this up. You could pick every single note. You can change some of the notes from being hammer-ons to being picked, and vice versa. Just really kind of mix it up, and then it just makes it sound different. You'd be amazed at how you can recycle the same riff over and over and over again, and just by changing your picking technique or the timing, and you can make it sound like something new. So we're going to do the same thing that we did before. So we're going to, as far as it's a pattern based on 3 strings. So for strings 6, 5, and 4, and now just do the same thing starting on the 5th string, and then the 4th, and then the 3rd, and then finally at the end I just slide up to the 10th fret just to kind of give it some resolve. Just like that. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that and you got something out of it. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if there's something you'd like to see either myself or one of the other instructors here at GuitarControl.com do in a future lesson. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. So until next time.